What's a good word, everyone? I'm Kenny Vaughn, the owner of SportsHatBalls.com. We're going to take a look at the Miracle Kids from Kennesaw State, the Kennesaw State Owls, as they visit the best team in Conference USA, Western Kentucky. We're seeing 23.5 with juice, minus 123, or 24 and at the regular, minus 110. So what do we have for this game? We have Kennesaw State shocked the world over Liberty. Did they shock the world, though? Or did they just finally break through? Well, Liberty went to overtime with an awful Florida International team. They also let up 24 points in a 6-point win against New Mexico State. A couple of awful teams. Not as awful as Kennesaw State had been, but Kennesaw State broke through. So how did they break through? And where can we find the best value to make some money with this game? Well, I'm going to tell you in a second. Your best value is sportshatballs.com. Come chat with me. Everything is in the description. Whatever package deal you want, it's in the description. Buy one, get one free. Rest of the year, we're going to have this. So get all the college football, NFL, NHL, NBA, college basketball is coming. Major League Baseball will be back around the corner in April. So we cover all the sports, and we have the time to do so. That's the difference, is we have the time. So come join us, see what we're all about, chat with me. That's how you get to buy one, get one free. Okay, so with Western Kentucky and Kennesaw, with Davis Bryson at quarterback, out of nowhere, he becomes this great quarterback and does well against Liberty. 16 for 20, 189 yards. But the truth is he has 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the year. I mean, this was the absolute worst team. And if this game was played last week, Western Kentucky would be closer to 30 than they are to 20 as they sit here at 24. So I think you're getting a lot of value, which I don't always like to use, but I think you're getting a lot of point spread value in your favor. Looking at minus 24. In 3 Conference USA games, Western Kentucky has scored 31, 44, and 49. They have scored 26-plus points against all non-Power 4 schools. These guys can move the ball up and down the field. This is really about the perception of all of us on Kennesaw, where the books have been wrong all year on Western Kentucky. After they got throttled by Alabama to start the season, they were actually 6-0 against the spread. Even had Boston College on the road before losing 21-20. But 6-0 against the spread, showing, and it hasn't been close. And it just shows that people have not caught up to who actually is the best team in Conference USA with Western Kentucky. The bottom line here is you got a huge mismatch. The step-up games for Kennesaw State before they played Liberty, 34-10 to Louisiana, good team. Jacksonville State, 63-24. The only reason they got to 24 is because you had to put it in 13th stringers. And as we have talked before, the depth is not as big time at this level. And then what really puts it off is everyone forgets 2 weeks ago against the gosh darn awful Middle Tennessee State defense. This team put up 5 points. I look for that to regress. So I think there's two betting opportunities in this situation. And you got to keep in mind that this Kennesaw State offense, awful. Gosh darn awful the whole year. The defense is not much better. Western Kentucky would be up and down the field in this particular game. But you got 2 options. You got Western Kentucky team total, 36.5, minus 120. That's what I see out there. Or you just give the 24 points at minus 110. For me, I would prefer the minus 24.5 because I don't see the backdoor potential for Kennesaw State. I don't see this offense doing anything close to what they did to Liberty. This game is in Western Kentucky. Now, after that huge upset, Western Kentucky is not going to be overlooking them. So they'll have a moniker of focus. And Western Kentucky does not have a big time, doesn't have one of the top teams in the conference on deck. So everything sets up for Western Kentucky. The reason I would like the 24 over the 36.5, because I could see a 31-0, 35, 34-7 type game, 34-3. I don't see Kennesaw State scoring much at all in this game. I see Western Kentucky might be able to name their score. But if you were going to do over 36.5, instead I would look for an alternative point spread. I would look for a -27, -28, and do it that way. For here, on the purposes of this show, I would take a rip at Western Kentucky -24 to show how bad this Kennesaw State team and show that Liberty's been messing with fire. 2-win Florida International team they beat in overtime. A 2-win New Mexico State team they beat by 6. A UTEP team that has 1 win on the season, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, before they won 28-10 for their biggest margin of victory, was 14-10. So I'm taking a little bit away from Kennesaw State's major upset because there was 3 chances Liberty had before that of being part of a huge upset. And now they're giving you the same point spread that Liberty had against the best team at home. You're going to look for a celebration, a focus spot for Western Kentucky, believe it or not. And I look for Western Kentucky to bury these guys. But we're going to bury the books. We went 3-0 last night. We had over 107 for the Brooklyn Nets. Awesome spot to fade Denver, who was not going to show up on defense. We had over 6 in Minnesota, Pittsburgh in the NHL. Why? Because that not being at 6.5 was the most ridiculous line I've ever seen. The worst we were going to do is tie. At least that's how we felt going into the game. And then Louisiana, the better team over Texas State, and people were betting the other way, going from 3.5 to 4.5. In what at worst was going to be a coin flip game. Had 3 what I consider rocking chair winners last night. Come join us. Last 39 we're 64%. So come see what we're all about. Come chat with me, because when you chat with me, you get free packages. Buy a week, get a week. 2 for 1, no matter which one you do. Longer term is obviously the better term deal, and we're rolling right now. So we'll see you guys in the next video, and let's make money.